What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if this is your first time stopping by the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. So in today's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to buy land for beginners. So make sure you stay tapped in to the end of this video. Welcome back to the channel. So let's dive right into it. Okay. So one of the very first things you want to do is identify a real estate professional that's in the field, that understands and who is well versed in land deals. That's very important. Okay, I want you guys to know something. Every real estate professional is not well versed in land deals and purchasing land. Okay, so that's important that you identify someone who knows about land purchases. The next thing will be, once you identify that real estate professional, then you want to identify the land. All right, and once you identify the land that you're interested in, you want to walk that land, okay? And if it's, a lot of timber on the land, at least go out and, check it out and see if it has any type of drop-offs on it. You may be able to even go to your GIS map on your county, wherever you live, okay? And you may be able to see like the topography of the land and how the land lays. That's very important as well. After you identify, the piece of land, right, there's a few things that you need to know about land, because some land have or may be on city sewer, and some land may not be on city sewer. So that's important as well. How you find these things out is you want to go down to your county or your local government and check it out. You want to go and ask them, hey, is this a buildable lot? Because that's important. You need to know if it's a buildable lot, if it's on city sewer, the zoning, what can I build on that lot? That's important, because sometimes land have deed restrictions, and those deed restrictions may restrict you from building whatever it is you're trying to build on that land. You may be trying to build a multifamily, and you may not be able to build a multifamily. Or you may be trying to build, a single family, and you may not be able to build a single family home because of the zoning. So you need to understand and know what type of zoning it is. All right. And then again, I'll go back to, like I was saying about the sewer or the septic. You need to know if it's on sewer or if it's on septic. And how do you find this out? You can find this out through your county as well. You can even call environmental health. All right, environmental health will let you know and tell you, hey, this is on a septic system or it is on city sewer. And if it's on a septic system, you will have to go through environmental health, all right, because they have to approve it as well as your county. Well, at least I know that's how it works here in Georgia, okay? And then, especially like if it's on a septic, like what you see out here, we on a septic system, right? So there is only a portion of the land that perks out. All right. So what do I mean by perks out? This is good soil. So the area where the soil is good, all of the area where the soil is good, that's where the field lines go. That's where the septic system goes. Okay. All of the land that was rocky, that didn't perk out, this is where you see the foundation. Okay, so this is all of this area over here is the area where it has great soil. So again, that's important to know before you purchase land. All right, you need to know exactly what your land is zoned for. You need to know if it's on city or if it's on a septic system. And the next thing you want to know, if it's on city water, does it have water access? That's important as well, because if you plan on building on the lot, you definitely need water. Okay, so those things are important. You want to just keep that in the back of your mind when you're out looking for land to purchase. Okay, and so let's talk about the once you locate and figure all those things out that I just talked about, then the next thing is an appraisal, right? You want to make sure that the land is valued at or is comparable to the other land in the area. You want to walk the street or wherever it is it's located. You just want to see what's around it, okay? That's important because you need to know how valuable your land is, and That's important because the bank won't loan on something that's not valuable, okay? Purchasing land through the bank can be a little difficult because most banks, if you don't go to a small bank, most banks require 20 to 30% down, all right? And for a lot of people, could be a lot of money depending on how much the land is, from my experience, okay? Now, I don't know what anyone else's experience was or is, but that was my experience from purchasing this land that we bought right here. Now, also, you want to know the acreage, okay? Behind me, it's a piece of land that we bought like 3 years ago, and this land is like 0.9 acres, okay? 0.9 acres is close to an acre of land, and an acre of land is a lot of land, okay? Even 0.5 acres is a lot of land. So just make sure that you understand how much land you have, and how do you understand or know how much land you have is a survey, okay? You need to have a survey, and once you get a survey, your survey will give you your boundaries. It'll also let you know how many acres it is as well. Those things are very important as you move forward with purchasing, okay? You don't want to buy it without a survey, because you need to know exactly where your land starts and stop it, because that could create some issues in the future. And the next thing is, you want to make sure that the land is not in a flood zone. And if it is in a flood zone, it's not always a bad thing, because you may be able to build on, let's say, for example, you have 5 acres, and 2 of the acres you may be able to build on, and 3 of the acres you may not be able to build on. So just make sure that you always keep that in the back of your mind. You may be able to get like a flood certificate, so you can build on it. Different states require different things, and also insurance. You may be able to get coverage, and you may not be able to get coverage. So these are some of the boxes you need to check before you even move forward with the purchase. All right, so make sure, and I gotta drive it home, make sure that you do your due diligence on your land. This is real homework, okay? Like I said, it can get a little complicated, all right? But it's not the end of the world. It can get a little overwhelming, but it's not the end of the world. Land is very valuable. You can do a lot of things with land. Land has a lot of perks to it. Timber, I mean, big boulder rocks like you see behind me right here. I mean, land is beautiful, okay? And I wouldn't change it for anything. Purchasing land, but you got to check these boxes before you move forward. That's why I reiterate that it is important that you identify a real estate professional that understands and knows what they're doing, okay? So all of these things that I mentioned about survey, zoning, city sewer, septic, deed restrictions, appraisal, and also flood zone. Just keep all of these things in mind when you're getting ready to make your land purchase. All right, you guys, so if you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. But if you have any doubt about the land, the first thing you can do is go down to your county, which is your local government, and you can ask them all of the questions you need to ask them. Most of the time, you need to go to your planning or zoning department, and you can ask them a ton of questions. If you need to write them down, whatever it is, ask them, because most of the time they can answer those questions for you, okay? Again, I appreciate you guys for tapping into the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.